What up, guys? Your boy Quake and Papoose, man. This is a guy who is going back and forth with 50 Cent right now, and a guy who, quote unquote, dissed me, or at least I was tagged by a lot of people saying that Papoose dissed me. So let's go over where he dissed me at, why I think, it can be a diss towards me, but more of a generalization. And then I kind of want to go over what's going on with the 50 and Papoose thing, kind of a little bit of the history. Papoose dropped a diss track titled Agent Provocateur. And if you go over this diss track, really the bars are just the same stuff that everyone else has rapped about. 50 didn't get shot 9 times. If it wasn't for Eminem, he would never have a career. You only got one good album. Your baby mama got, done on by Diddy. Majority of this track is just the same regurgitation of what other rappers has said towards 50. Nothing new. So this track didn't really do anything for me. The bars were pretty decent, but that's it. If anything, it proved 50's point that Papoose can't write a hit record. He's just about bars. What he should have done, dissing 50, is actually wrote a hit record. Have, a hook, a verse dissing, a hook, a verse dissing, a hook, right? And try to make it catchy. That would have been better than just straight up rapping for 5 minutes, because 5 minutes of bars, it's pretty cool, but I really don't care. I'm not that invested in Papoose music to really care about what he's rapping about in these 5 minutes of bars. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. The views, they're good for him, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. They're pretty good for him, but at the end of the day, the rest of his music gets no views. Nobody really cares. It's just the name that's attached to it, which is 50 Cent. Let's go over the bars where people were tagging me saying that he's dissing me, because I have the biggest platform when it comes to someone who supports 50 Cent. I have the biggest platform. It's clear that I'm, a fan of his, a fan of Eminem, a fan of the whole Shady Aftermath, G-Unit stuff. So, people were tagging me because I have the biggest platform relating to that, and I've always made documentaries relating to 50, G-Unit, Eminem, all this stuff. So people were, more tagging me than anybody else, but he doesn't directly say my name, Quake, or doesn't say Diverse Mentality. He just says YouTubers. So I fall under that category to a certain extent because I am a YouTuber, but I also have a media company with Diverse Mentality. So let's go over these bars. He says, YouTubers working for him if he gives them a chance. Some of them will literally suck his dick through his pants. I can see straight through him why these idiots can't. He promising them he gonna do a bunch of shit that he can't. All right, so the first bar, YouTubers working for him if he gives him a chance. I mean, bro, we're content creators. We make our own money. We have our own business. We don't need anybody to pay us to work for them. Yeah, would it be cool to get an extra bonus of money? But, I run my own media company. I do my own thing. Nobody pays me to do anything. And that's the beautiful part about what I do. I don't have to listen to anybody. Now, I did a while ago have an offer from a record label to buy out my company and then to hire me to post whatever they suggested. And I turned it down. It was the most money I've ever seen in my life. But, the reason why I love doing this is I have the freedom to do whatever I want. So, making these claims that people get paid behind the scenes and all this stuff, I'm sure it happens, but I don't need money to be, having to do what I do like this. I already make money enough with what I do, right? So that's a dumb claim that a lot of people actually have accused me of being, oh, you're getting paid by G-Unit and this and that. Like, bro, I'm a fan of an artist. I support that artist. It's that simple. Whether I hate an artist, support them, they're going to be like, oh, if you hate an artist or you don't really like an artist, not really hate. I mean, the only one I've ever trolled and hate is Rick Ross. But if you don't like an artist, they're going to be like, oh, you're a hater. If you like an artist, and be like, oh, you're a D-writer and stuff like that. So there you go. There's no balance in that, right? So then he says, some of them will literally suck his dick through his pants. See what I'm talking about? Like, you support an artist? Oh my God, you're a dick rider. You're doing all this. You can't even support an artist without somebody throwing shit like that at you. But that's the internet. I don't expect it from a rapper in the bars because he's supposed to be living more in reality. But this is Papoose for you that we're talking about. I can see straight through him why these idiots can't. He promised them he's going to do a bunch of shit that he can't. Once again, on my end, I don't need anybody to promise me to do anything or to provide me with anything. Like I said, this is why I built Diverse Mentality the way I built it. It solely relies on me in terms of content. I don't have to have an artist come and do an interview. I don't have to have an artist co-sign me. I don't have to have any of that. I still can build my company, do my thing. And that's the beautiful part about it. This is a podcast. You guys see guests all the time. It's just me talking through this podcast for the most part. So yeah, that's me addressing those bars and whatever he's saying. But it was a generalization. People were just tagging me because I am the biggest creator when it comes to 50 Cent related stuff. So people were tagging me, but that's a generalization. He's going at whatever YouTuber he feels is, supporting 50. Now, let me talk directly to you, Papoose. You've had a music career since 1998. You started with Cool G Rap's Roots of Evil album. It took you legitimately 6 years to finally drop your debut single. That's how slow your career is moving off the jump. And that's fine, right? When you start a career, you can start, slow and then eventually skyrocket. But with you, you've never skyrocketed. You've never had a hit record. The only time I've ever heard of you where people mention you on a song is the Busta Rhymes Touch It remix, your verse on there, which was dope. That's it. Outside of that, nobody can name a single album. Nobody can name singles. They just know that you rap nice, and that's it. Your career has been a struggle since 1998. We are in 2026. That is roughly 28 years. You are 48 years old and have not had a single hit record. That's a failed career, Papoose. That is a failed career. You have relied on Remy Ma to take care of you. Maybe your girlfriend now to take care of you. I don't know all that backstory, but what I do know is the facts of you not having a hit record. Now, let me school you with these YouTubers and content creators. I'm 30 years old and I have a company that's probably generated more than you can even imagine when it comes to your career. And I'm going to prove it to you. Here's my challenge to you, Papoose. I, on Facebook alone, have generated 70 million views just on Facebook alone. Don't count the Instagram, don't count X, don't count Snapchat, don't count YouTube, don't count any of these other platforms. Just on Facebook alone, I've generated 70 million views. You, I bet, have never generated 70 million views in a month on any of your platforms at all. I'm pretty sure even on your streaming, in which you got on your Spotify streaming, you only have 115,000 monthly listeners. I have more of that on YouTube without even trying. So, here's my challenge to you. Papoose, if you can prove to me that you have generated more than 70 million views in a single month, I will promote your music for free for a whole year. Yep, that's it. You get free promotion from me. And you're going to want it because I'm going to explain why you're going to want it a little bit later. Grab your Instagram analytics, grab your Facebook analytics, grab your X analytics, grab your Instagram analytics. Combine them all. I'll let you have 4 platforms versus me with 1. And I bet you're not over 70 million. I guarantee it. If I beat you, you know what happens? You're going to be promoting me for a whole year. Every day I want to see it on your Instagram page. Every day I want to see it on your Facebook. It doesn't have to be every day. Let's just do once or twice a week. You're going to share my videos on your platforms. I don't think it's really going to help me, but hey, this is a fair exchange. I'm going to prove to you why I am better at promoting your music than you are yourself on your own platforms. This is how bad you are at promoting your own music. And this is why it took me a couple of days to respond to this, because I wanted to see for myself, is this really the case? That I am better at promoting Papoose's own music. Here's the study that I ran. When you dropped your Agent Provocateur music video, I gave you about 3 to 4 hours leeway, and I took that video and uploaded it on my Facebook. The full video, just like how you did on YouTube. I uploaded the full video on Facebook, and guess what? I doubled, nearly tripled your views of what you did on your own music. Here's the numbers. I did 1.7 million, almost 1.8 million since March 11th, which is roughly 5 days as of the recording of this video. And what's funny is it took me a little while longer to record this, but in the first 3 days, I was tripling, nearly quadrupling your views. Obviously, over time, maybe you're going to pass me in views because you are actually Papoose and that's your fan base. This is my first time actually posting your music on my page. Without even trying, I nearly tripled your views. Let's go on YouTube where you have the best views on this video. Let's see where you're at. On YouTube, the video is at 956,000 views, about to be 1 million. I already surpassed 1 million a couple days ago with your own music. This is how bad you are at promoting your own music. This is why you haven't had a fucking hit ever in your life. When somebody who's never posted your music does better than you at posting your own music, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And this is why you have no hit records. Your career has been struggling for roughly 28 years because you don't know how to even engage or how to even do anything with your career, with your music. It's been flopping for so long. That's really embarrassing for somebody who's never posted your music to do better with views than you have on your own music. And not to mention followers. On your Facebook, you have 1.5 million followers. At the time when I posted that video, I only had 90,000 followers on the Facebook because we just started our Facebook and we're building it up. I have literally 16 times less followers than you on Facebook, 16 times. And on Instagram, you got 2.8 million followers and you still got less views. You go on Instagram, you look at his reels. His recent one with the video where he uploaded the full video, 124,000 views, nothing. The first post that he ever made on it, 415,000 views. And this guy has 2.8 million followers. I did more. I almost matched his followers with my post with way less followers. This is my point, is you suck. You don't know how to promote your music. The music is dookie water. So when you're clowning YouTubers and saying this and that, know that we are the algorithm. Like 50 says, we know how to use the algorithm. You don't. And I just proved my fucking point without even trying. I did 3 times reviews without even fucking trying. I don't think I have any followers that are interested in Papoose music. You have your core fan base and you still can't beat me in views. We are the algorithm. And that's just the reality of the situation. You have never been part of the algorithm. If we go over a YouTube channel, I'm not even joking. Go to his last music video that he dropped. Let's go to the last one. 83,000 views in 2 weeks. Nobody cared. When you mention 50, you're about to reach 1 million views in 4 days. And this is my point, is these guys that are dissing 50, that are going at 50, they are irrelevant. They don't even know how to get attention online or to monetize or to how to properly turn what they do with music into a proper business. And then they wonder why they're broke, why Remy Ma's paying for shit, why things are happening where they get houses foreclosed on. This is my point. This is what this is the whole situation of this 50 and Papoose thing is Papoose is nowhere near the level of a 50. 50 knows how to use the algorithm and doesn't even need it. That's the funny part. He's got so much money, he can just leave and never post online ever again, and nothing will ever change in his life. So next time, before you think about dissing YouTubers, content creators, and stuff like that, know that we are the algorithm. It's better to be with us than against us. And this is my full proof of that. I posted your own music video and did more views than you and your own audience with 10, 15, 20 times more followers. This is why 50 Cent says he is the algorithm, because it's smart, and he is. You're getting way more attention than you ever have had in your career. So thank you, 50, like Yayo says. Thank you, 50. Go thank him. And thank me for boosting your music to levels that it has never seen before. Now let's go over a little bit of the history of what's going on with Papoose and 50. After dropping that Agent Provocateur track, 50 went on Instagram and posted a meme of 50 like pointing at a whiteboard saying 1 rap career plus 25 years plus 0 hits equals Papoose. And that's true. This guy's been rapping for so long. He's got no fucking hits. And the caption said, you make 1 hit record and I'll respond. Until then, go hang out, boyfriend, with your boyfriend. I mean, girlfriend, LOL. So he took a little pot shot at, Papoose's girlfriend, Clarissa Shields. Then he continued and said, very, very handsome. Hey, Pap, ask your old lady Clarissa if she's fucking Maserati Bud. Tell her to be honest because I have Ring camera videos. Now, Maserati Bud is one of 50's associates or friends, and this then led to a whole rabbit hole of Maserati Bud revealing text messages that he and Clarissa had, of him staying over at Clarissa's house, which is, who knows what happened then, and just all kinds of stuff. She denies it. She said, because 50 shared a screenshot of like Maserati at her house. And she was like, this is my biopic premiere of the Fire Inside movie that came out Christmas Day. She laughed and said, this is all you got. 50 then responded, said, no, you just got off the phone with him. Don't play with me. And then 50 revealed more text messages, more back and forths. And then Clarissa said that she's basically willing to sue 50 because she's, for defamation and accusing, of cheating and all this stuff when, she says it's not true. So this route that 50's taken is going to hurt Papoose more because this then makes Papoose question their relationship. Is it real? Is it fake? Is he getting cheated on? Because with the Remy Ma situation, a lot of that happened as well. So if that happens in this situation, 50 took the route of, hey, instead of music, because you're not relevant musically at all, let me actually get at you where it actually hurts. And I'm sure Papoose is questioning, his decision in dissing 50 in this whole situation. Papoose responded on his Instagram page quite a few times. I'm not going to go over every single one. He posted an old Floyd Mayweather post of Floyd Mayweather saying 50 has herpes and all this stuff. He posted YouTubers reacting to his song, going crazy. That's when he loves YouTubers, is when they're actually on his side. He'll fuck with YouTubers when they are on his side. But whenever somebody goes against him, they're dick suckers, they're rioters, they're this and that. So that's the funny part about this. He posted old videos of 50 talking about, Vivica and doing stuff with her and, the same old. A lot of this stuff has been the same type of posts. Nothing new that we haven't seen. With 50, 50's been revealing things that people haven't, heard. Like with the Jim Jones thing, he revealed, he's possibly getting evicted. So that gets more attention. When it's new stuff, people, are more engaged. When it's old stuff that people have already seen, heard about, nobody really cares and everybody moves on. And that's really what's been happening with everybody going at 50. They're just mentioning the same things over and over again. Oh, you only got one good album. Oh, the only reason you're hot is because, or whatever. The only reason you popped off is because, you got shot 9 times and you're assigned to Eminem. The same old narratives that we've heard millions of times. So that's kind of the back and forth that's been happening. And 50's been, going at them more personally with their relationship and making sure he crushes that side of things because, hey man, it's 50. You gotta, if you're gonna go against him, be prepared for people to throw information, and because this is 50, he's a different level than all these guys that are going at him. But that's it with the Papoose and 50 Cent thing. 50, rapping bars with Papoose makes no sense because I just proved it to you guys. This guy can't even muster up views for his own fucking content without mentioning 50. His streams are astronomically low. This guy gets 115,000 streams monthly. I do more than that on this podcast and my Instagram. Anything, any numbers, I do way more than that. On top of that, 50's at 40-something million stream monthly listeners per month without even trying. He hasn't released new music in a long time. So to go back and forth with somebody at that tier of a level just makes absolutely no sense. It's only for people that just don't understand that there's levels to this shit. And there is. Oh, he's a rapper, though. He's supposed to go in the booth. And at a certain extent, it's like, dude, you're a little gnat. You're a little fly. Like, you keep going at me. Who cares at that point? 50 would rather do memes and posts because they're not really worth the time of going into the booth and making diss records. It just doesn't matter at that point, And they're all saying the same shit over and over again. Nobody's really saying anything new. So that's my take on the Papoose and 50 thing. And yeah, Papoose, that's the challenge, man. If you can prove to me that you've gotten 70 million impressions in the last 30 days on your content, I will promote your music for free for a whole year. Anything that you want, man, I'll promote it for free. Until you can prove that, I've just proved that you can't promote your own music career properly, and that's why you haven't had a hit in 28 years in your career. The only thing people know you for is Busta Rhymes' Touch It remix in that verse. 5 boroughs of death, you don't understand. I got New York City in the palm of my hand. That's it. Nobody knows you for anything outside of that. So that's it, and let me know what you guys think.